the drag racing scene in the States is completely different than the Middle East. I mean, they have a history of drag racing years and years more than us. It's one of the popular sports in the States. It has, and as we said, like a history. So, as you all know, we plan to ship our car to the United States to show our fans what the car can run on US soil. So basically, the car arrived early June of this year, 2016. The first attempt we did a 60 foot, second attempt we did 8th mile, and on the third attempt we managed to run 589. And we're used to that. I mean, we've been doing like 15 passes just before, 14 passes of 5 seconds before taking the car to the States. So after our testing in Orlando, we decided, why don't we race? We want to raise the bar, you know, we want to challenge the big guys. And obviously, we had to go, the closest race was BDRC in Michigan. We did really well. Nobody was expecting good results from an import car, especially a car which is, again, made in here in Bahrain. The fan loved it. I had interacted with a lot of race drivers. A lot of people came and supported us from all over the States. It was really something really nice, and I would love to do it again. Job accomplished. We have reached the finals. Unfortunately, on the final race, we had a failure on the battery, but this is the race. I mean, one day you win, one day you lose. But we proved the point that we could compete with the big boys, so that was the main goal, and we're so happy. You know, people like from countries you never heard of. We had like fans traveling from all over South America, coming and trying to watch like our race, even though it's like miles, over like 100 miles away or like 1,000 miles just to come and see a team from a small island in the Middle East, you know what I mean? So it was really nice to see the fans. They came with their family and kids, and they even, they came with their barbecue and offered us food, and it was a really nice moment. One of the best moments of drag racing in my life, you know? We had so much fun, and we learned a lot. And it's completely something different than here. Not about just the culture, how it's organized. Obviously, you're racing against big teams. So it was something really good. So after our first race in Michigan, we went back home to Bahrain. And after that, I sat with my team members and thought, like, what's next? Shall we go and race again? Shall we bring the car and keep it ready for Bahrain, BDRC round 1? So we were looking at the schedule. At the same time, it was summer vacation. So luckily, we found a race in Florida, which is close to Titan, which worked for us. And about 20 days before our round 1 here in Bahrain. But we had to race one more time. We had to prove to our fans and the people supporting us that we can again race the big boys and do it in multi-tracks. We did some changes to our car. We've added parts to it. We don't stop. We like to add new things. We want to go faster. Even though people were not catching up that fast, we were trying to, push the envelope more and more and more and go faster and see what is our limits, you know. We're running out of time, and the race is tomorrow, which was, I believe, Thursday. So we said, let's pack our stuff and let's drive 2 hours from Palm Beach to Bradenton and let's go race with the big boys. They granted us a full quarter-mile pass, even though the 8th mile is going to be counted as our qualifying, but they said like you could run like a full pass. But they said you only have one pass. I spoke to my team members. I said, guys, we have one shot to do it. We've done it in Palm Beach, we've done it in Orlando, we've done it in Michigan. It's time to do it here in Bradenton. It's the last chance. We were really safe. We managed to run 385, a new top speed record for our import. It's an import 8-mile record speed, 202 miles. And we managed to run ET of 585. The top speed was low, was, I believe, 240, 238. We had a problem with the car. We had a mechanical problem actually. Just before the finish line, we had a problem with one of the cylinders. If you just do the calculation with our 8th mile and speed, I think the car was easily going to hit 252 and above, 252 miles or more. I believe BDRC 2016-2017 will be one of the most important seasons in drag racing for the past 10 years. All of the big names, big teams are back again in drag racing. Maybe not in every category, but on the big categories you can see like the guys, our friends from Kuwait, from Qatar, from UAE, from Saudi Arabia. All of the big teams are back. Everybody, I mean, they brought their best cars, their best drivers, those are the people that are going to be racing in this season are my pioneers. So basically what we have done for this race, for all of the cars, we've came with new parts. Some of them are new developed parts. We're going to try the parts for the first time. Obviously, we went through refreshing the transmissions, engines, clutches, and we're just going to finish up with the cars we used to run the last season. We're just going to finish up the way, where we ended last season. So we're just going to continue from there, and we're going to see how it goes. Last season was very good for us, and inshallah this season is going to be, the cars are going to perform much better. We're going to be racing this season in 6 cars, the Pro Import GT86, and then we've got the Super Street GT86, we've got the Super Street Lexus RCF Twin Turbo, we've got the Pro Mod Lexus RCF, we've got the GTR, and we've got the Porsche. We're confident to race against our colleagues. I really look forward for that. I think I'm going to be the underdog. We'll be racing them, you know, in different cars. We'll see how it goes. The most important thing is racing them with cars built here in Bahrain at the EkanooRacing facility. I'm so proud of that. Whether we win or lose, we're racing against our brothers, and it's like we're one family. So no matter what happens, I'm gonna be happy. You know, I mean, drag racing makes you close together. Whether the different nationality, whether you live in different continents, it made us one team, and I'm so happy. I'm happy about this, and inshallah, our team dedication and will achieve into good results, whether round 1 or whether the whole season. I'm confident we're gonna achieve something good and put the name of EkanooRacing and obviously the name of Bahrain and the drag racing map, like what we've done in the past. We're going to do it this season, inshallah, more back. So basically, I thought of the idea of building a new car back in July, end of July, after our race in Michigan. I said, why don't we do something different? A promo car. And I like the way the RCF looks. It's unique, it's Lexus, it's luxury, it's nice. A twin turbo V8. And try to race the big boys here. Even though we know for a fact a twin turbo setup will run really faster than a nitrous car and a supercharger. But how to put the power on the ground, it's going to be challenged, especially if we're racing here in Bahrain 8th mile.
So our latest project here in Bahrain with EkanooRacing is our V8 Pro Boost project, and that's powered by a Proline Race Engines Hemi, and we're trying something new with it. Not many people have done and mastered a turbo car with a clutch, and we're trying to set the bar with that. Yeah, our ultimate goal with the car is to be the fastest door car on the planet. Quickest eighth mile, quickest quarter mile. You know, turbocharged entries already have the speed records in eighth and quarter mile drag racing, but they don't have the elapsed time record, and that's what we're trying to achieve.
I imagine that we would like to at some point be, if not setting some sort of a record for a car of that category, at least close to that by the end of the season, and hopefully we've won a few races by then. But I think at this point, just like every year we say this when we have a new project, you know, it's more important that by the end of the year we really know what we're doing with the car and can make the car run the way we want, because then the sky's the limit.
Everybody got together and came up with this crazy idea to build another, you know, pro mod that would compete here, and then hopefully we're going to see it come over to the States and compete in PDRA.
Today we finished up the final day of our private test sessions, and everything is working out great. We learned quite a few things on the new projects this year, made changes on old projects, trying to make improvements, and I feel like we have a good head start going into the start of round one in the drag race series here in Bahrain.
It's early in the season, and I hate to make a mistake and sort of curse us for the rest of the season, but you know, there really haven't been any failures. We've now spent 3 days running all the cars. We've made our very first runs with our brand new car and absolutely knocked it out of the park. The first complete run down the racetrack, it went 391 at 198. It's not a record, but I mean, considering that the car hadn't gone anywhere under power more than 50 or 60 feet, and that was our fourth time taking it to the starting line just to see what it would do at all. I mean, I think it paints a pretty picture of what's to come and what we can expect from that car in the future. An excitement at that point in the mind. You could see a smile on everybody. Everyone was afraid to be, you know, they were cautiously optimistic, let's say, including myself. But I mean, you could just feel it. You could feel the energy of all of us coming together with that one car. Yeah, the Pro 86 is, you know, I mean, we were joking about it earlier, it's a 5-second bracket car at this point. I mean, you take it to the starting line, if you're a betting man, the odds are pretty good that it's going to run a 5 if it goes down the racetrack. Sometimes we try to get a little bit different setup on the car just to see how it's going to take it, and it doesn't work. But bottom line, I mean, I would say at this point, that car probably has the best record of any in the world at when it goes to the starting line. It is, if it goes down the racetrack, a 5-second time slip is going to come, you know, out of the machine when the car reaches the other end of the track. So the small 86 has been, you know, sort of a fun project to work on since its inception. We struggled with it a little bit the last couple seasons. We had some technical problems that we were trying to solve, and I think, have finally turned the corner on that. And you know, time will tell, we'll see what happens. But you know, I mean, I don't know that we're going for any kind of world records with that car. We just want the car to run well. What we decided to do to use it to our advantage is make it use effectively the same parts that we have in the Pro 86. And that gives us 2 platforms to test with and gather data on at the same time. The Super Street Lexus, we just turned a corner with that car too. We've been struggling with controls and we found some problems. We had a team meeting this morning when we got to the track. Nothing big, but a few minutes, shared some ideas, concepts. Then we all went to work looking. You know, effectively we narrowed it down to a few things, and everybody went to try to either say, they could say, yes, it was, you know, that's definitely a problem, or no, that's definitely not a problem. And we were able to sort of narrow that stuff down through the course of the day, make an adjustment in the right direction, and the car responded. And I think we really, are going to do something pretty amazing with that car here very soon.
Unbelievable. To be able to sit here and say that really our first day of testing and we already went 391 at 200, I think more than what any of us expected. Small tire car, what my personal goal with it is I want to run 4.0s in competition this year. You know, I really would like to achieve the 3-second goal. I think it's going to be very difficult on that slick tire. I'm not saying it's out of reach, but it's going to take the right track conditions, weather conditions, things like that. All the stars are going to have to align for that.
Today was a great day. The Pro 86 is right back to where it should be. Next thing to do is go, try to make it a little quicker here, a little quicker there. Work on some parts and pieces for that one. Obviously, the second try on the new car was great. Nobody's ever done better than that, especially on the second try, of course. So that's just going to continue to get better. We didn't even start out that well with the Pro 86, and look where it's at. Fastest one in the world, so my guess is that probably is headed in the same direction. The mission for this round with the Pro 86 is to pick it up a little bit, work on some parts, make it more reliable. As always, I guess that's always the goal with that car. The new car is just to keep stepping it up and learning and turn it into what we all believe it's supposed to be.
All right, so this season is going to be quite a bit different than the one before. So the one before was uncharted territory. Where are we going to go from here? How fast could we go with this thing? We learned a lot. We got the car pretty reliable, pretty consistent.
I need to go 6.9. I need to go 6.9. That's all I need to do. I know it'll go 17s, no problem. It'll go teens, no problem. It would have gone teens last year, but we ran into some issues. This year, I'm not far from it. I can tell you right now. I need 2 more runs to go into the 17s. Wayne and I are gonna have a few more tricks up our sleeve that we want to try. We just, the GTR, the quest to go 6s on the GTR has, here's what happened with EkanooRacing. When EkanooRacing starts doing something, the world starts following. And so once they see what can be accomplished, everybody starts following. So you can see there's now 7 imports in the 5s. I don't think if nobody had seen them pushing as hard as they did, would they have tried to go with the 5s. So there's a small group who are all my friends and clients actually, who are trying to go 6s in the GTR. And it's very cool. It's a lot of fun to be part of this little friendly competition between all of us. That's why I can't tell you everything, because I don't know when you're going to publish this. So I gotta try and keep a couple aces up my sleeve, right? And they got tons of aces up their sleeves too. Trust me, they're probably doing stuff like we're doing right now. But they had all summer to race. Now it's winter time for them. Now's our time. Now's our time to race.
So day 1, test and tune, first round. We showed up a little late by maybe 4 hours. Had 1 hour left. The line was 45, 50 minutes long. Didn't even know if we were going to get a run in. They said, no problem, we'll let you in, 1 run. We're very happy. We worked all day. The crew, amazing. Of course, EK's guys, Vidya and the guys, excellent teammates. They got the engine in, we got it set up, put the fresh engine in just to make everything tip-top for this last test and tune, so that for the race, everything was ready to go. So we go out, changed the tune up a bit, had a few meetings. Marco and I, we put our heads together and decided, look, this is what needs to happen. We know what it's capable of. Let's really work on this 60 foot. So that's what we did. And we came out and hit and did everything that we set out to do today. It's amazing. So the record was 7.20. We went 7.16, better 60 foot. Still have a ton left on the table. A little loose on the track, so it was probably a good thing that we didn't put it all in tonight. Oh, it was ecstatic. Everyone on the team, I think it was more of a commercial. We all jumped like Toyota, it was amazing. All of the people around the world were watching, waiting for us to see what we do with the GTR. It's such a connection to everyone because they know the GTRs are powerful. It's still a street chassis car. It's the new Supra. It's the next generation. There's a lot of people looking up to us in EkanooRacing to get it done, and I'm just happy to be a part of the team. It's excellent opportunity, and I'm very thankful I'm here. Personally, I want a podium for EK. I want to see this car go rounds this season. I want to see it make points, and I want to get that podium. I think it can do it. It's a contender. It's consistent. It's ready. It's time to set the GTR apart from just a drag queen. We want to show everybody that we can go rounds with the car and be just as competitive as everyone in the class.
These guys, man, worked hard all day today.
Wow.
Put a new engine in.
That was badass.
The back, you know, to get ready for the rounds this race. We're ready to go. Do I think we're going to hit 6 seconds soon? Well, all we can do is keep pushing forward a little bit at a time, and keep chopping down the numbers, and we will get there eventually. How soon? It's unsure.
I knew we would have been able to do it, but things didn't go our way. You know, we had all sorts of troubles. Things didn't go our way. I knew the car had it in and over there, and so we had to wait all summer long, right? Wait all summer long to be able to, you know, wait for, you know, more racing to begin in Bahrain, and you know, it felt great. Everybody was celebrating, jumping for joy. There were grown men, you know, screaming, dancing, high fives, hugging each other. You'll see all the videos on YouTube, Instagram. You'll see them all. You'll see them. Well, like I said, like I've done before, I do everything, you know, methodically and little by little, we're gonna get there. We just pick it up exactly where we left off, and the launch is getting better and better. And even though I've never seen a car launch like it has in the last two passes, and I know from looking at the data that I can make it go even better. So it's just, you know, we just keep doing small things, and it keeps surprising us. It keeps showing us that we can do more. So we're obviously going in the right direction.
You know, the first race of the season is always a little tough. You know, getting back, getting in the groove, getting everything in order, where we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to do. But to be honest, this is probably the smoothest first round that I can remember. Usually, especially last year, there was a lot of stuff going on, you know, new stuff and trying to get issues ironed out. This year, I think, is way better. We seem to have a pretty good handle on everything. Shane's doing a fabulous job. Eric's doing a wonderful job with this car. The big 86 behind me, you know, that thing's a machine that's just consistent. I mean, yesterday, 585, I think it was, and then 598 on a pass that was just all over the track. I don't know, that thing's just, it's a nasty machine right now. I think we're going to be running in Pro Mod, so that'll be 8 mile racing. We'll be running against some really mean cars out there.
On the day of qualifying, after AMS broke our record, we said like we're gonna run the car harder and hopefully get our record back to Bahrain. AMS ran 7.14 at 212 miles. The difference was 0.2, but every point counts. So on the day of the qualifying, I told the guys we're going to be running the car hard. We have to get our record back. We have to, AMS broke our record yesterday, and we have to get it back today. So we actually tried. We had 2 qualifying sessions, like 2 runs. And on the first run, the transmission unfortunately didn't shift. We had a failure in the transmission. And on the second run, we thought we fixed the transmission. We went to the starting line, but unfortunately, the transmission had a malfunction. It wouldn't do a launch control, so we had to abort the run and save it for the day of the race.
The little Lexus, we went out, qualified real good, ended up going number 1. That's the 6th time in a row that we've qualified number 1, so we're going to try to keep that going throughout the whole season, hopefully. Last season we were able to qualify number 1 for every race, so we kind of set the bar high, so this year we need to somewhat do the same. We went out and ran very consistent. The car's really, we seem to have a pretty good handle on it. Everything's working good with Jamie and Josh and Shane at the helm tuning it. It's been great.
Qualifying for round 1, we went in with certainly high expectations after testing all the cars this week. It qualified number 1 in its category. And I think we've really turned the corner with that car. We've struggled up to this point to harness the power that the engine can make. Our partners in the States are doing, in that case, too good of a job for us. And we have to try to couple the power to the racetrack through these little bitty tires. So the control of power management, we were able to make some huge gains and strategies on how we control those things over the last week of testing. So yeah, #1 qualifier with that one, that was awesome. And the Pro Boost V8, you know, unfortunately, we could have made another run and tried qualifying, but we are damaging drivetrain components with that car. And every single run we're putting parts in it. And it's obvious that we were not going to have a solution to it. And if we wanted to continue to race it, it didn't make much sense. It didn't make much sense to try and qualify it, knowing that we probably were going to have another driveline failure. It didn't make much sense with the car being brand new to take a risk.
I'm very happy with it, with the driving it, stay on it, because we build it here. They do it exactly what I want, and I'm happy. But we have a little bit issue in it with the rear end and all of this. We hope to fix it for the second round, and I think we'll be ready 100% for the second round.
The Pro 86, you know, qualified mid-pack, 8-car field, 6-cylinder car against big V8s, you know, with blowers and even bigger V8s with nitrous. And so, yeah, I think we qualified respectably, top half of the field. We had lane choice going into round 1, so that's good. Small tire 86, you know, after all the struggle last year and, you know, trying to find the gremlins that we had in that car, we seem to have, knock on wood, gotten rid of those. So that qualified #1 in its category. Today's race day was, you know, hey, we won with 2 cars in 2 different categories, so there's nothing to be angry about. I guess we're semi-finalist in the Pro Boost, I guess, category with the Pro Boost 86. That's another combination that, you know, to run competitively with those guys, we need to practice more trying to run 8th mile. I suspect that the competition will get better and better and better as these rounds go on. If we expect to keep up with them, we need to improve as well. And so we need to focus on how we can improve our efficiency and how we can better utilize the power that we can make with that car in an 8th mile versus the 1/4 mile venue that we are typically running with that car. So it takes a different strategy to run quick in half the distance than it does to run in twice the distance. So we need to revise that a little bit and practice more on that next time. The small 86, you know, the class that it runs in, there wasn't a lot of competitors. Unfortunately, one of the other guys had breakage, and so we're unopposed in the final round. We figured we would try something different. I made a mistake there. It was obvious that there was something wrong with it when we did the burnout. And so it didn't make any sense to make a complete run. We just at that point said, we'll just stage the car, take the tree. Technically, that's all you have to do to be classified as a win. And you know, we'll go make some changes. And I found the mistake already, so it's not gonna happen again. And we move forward with that one. With the Lexus, the competition is really close. But I really think that we have turned the corner. You know, these guys that we have working on that car are the best there are running that kind of car in the United States. And so now I have given them the tools that they really want to be able to do the job the way they know how. And you know, let's face it, they're the best there is. If you give them the right tools, they're gonna do a great job, and they did tonight. I mean, they knocked it out of the park, you know? #1 qualifier, low ET of the race, and they won. And the car was finally something that it's never been, which is consistent. It has won a lot, but it's never been consistent. It has repeated itself 5 or 6 runs in a row now, which is what it's supposed to be, but again, it's on me. These guys, man, these guys are top notch, and I really have to say thanks a lot to Josh, to Tim, to Jamie, and you know, to EK.
So on the day of the race, we managed to do one pass, and we ran 7.162 at 209 miles. It's a new personal best for us, for the team. The record is still with our friends at AMS Performance. They ran 7.14. And as again, I would like to congratulate them. Unfortunately, we couldn't achieve 6.9 in round one. But I think the guys in USA have advantage, because our next attempt to the track will be which is on the 20th of December. But I think the guys have advantage. I think they're going to run faster. AMS has a strong car, T1 has a strong car, even ETS. They have proven like they have a really fast car. With the top speed we have seen in the past testing sessions, they've been running 213, 214. So I think those three contenders, maybe they're going to achieve the 6.9 before us. But no matter what, we're going to push harder.
For me, this is the best round we've ever had. As a team, we're really starting to congeal. The ideas are flowing from one car to another, from one team member to another in a free way. The barriers have been broken down this time that maybe existed before. So if I had to say the most successful thing we've had of all of round one this year would be that we've come together, we're closer as a team. And that kind of shows. When you race against the best there is, you really, at the end of the day, you understand where you sit in the pecking order, as far as, you know, number 10 being the best, number 1 being the worst, you know right where you're at. Particularly if you do it more than once, you know. So it's exciting to be able to have that opportunity to gauge ourselves against some of the best teams that exist in the sport, and looking forward to more opportunities.
There's lots of stories, but I wasn't here for those stories, and now I get to become part of it, and having something to do with history now, and cars that are gonna hopefully change and break more history, break more records. That's all we can do is move forward and become even more successful. I'm very excited to be a part of that. I'm hoping that we rock the world by changing the game with this car.
Sound check, sound check.
Testing, 1, 2. Yeah.
So, see, that's one of the reasons why we love EkanooRacing, because we meet great people like Marco here as well.
Exactly.
From Magnus Brothers. This guy's an absolute legend.
Yeah, he's a legend.
He's just
he's not a big legend as EK, but he's still a legend, yeah.
He's an Italian stallion.
Yeah.
Well, he's from Canada, though.
Are we posing or are we making a movie?
He's Canadian A.
He's making a movie?
Yeah,
I always keep thinking we're posing. Look,
No.
hilarious. This guy's an idiot. Watch, let's pose. Hang on a second. Guys, I'm the idiot posing.
And we're making a video.
Making a fucking video. But it looks like a regular camera.
No.
What the fuck is he doing? What if he got a video camera?
He's got a special camera. That's.
Viewers, this is our buddy Marco.
We love him.
Yeah. And we're going to go party with him in Montreal.
All right, let's go.
22-year-olds.
Okay, take care.
Hey, we haven't said thank you.
Thank you, EK. You haven't done what you meant to do. Then you do it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go party.
You know, I never thought I'd be in a situation where this kid filming me.
He's not saying nothing.
Pretty consistent. We've upgraded some more suspension components. The car in testing, every time it's made a clean pass down the track, has literally been back to back the same every time. That's great. Watch the kid. Oh. So.
What I would like to say to the team specifically is, first of all, I'm really proud to be on the team with all of you guys, from the guys at the shop, the guys that do all.
Hey, look up people, we're at the F1 circuit in Bahrain with Ibrahim Kanoo doing his thing. And that's what you call the fastest Porsche in the world by EK. That's it.